Vitamin K2 is important for your heart and your bones. The reason why is the intriguing part and not the story that you'd expect. Heart disease is often the result of calcification of our arteries. Our arteries are starting to calcify and harden, raising our blood pressure. Where you really want the calcium is in the bones. The million-dollar question is, how do you get that calcium out of the arteries and into the bones? You guessed it, vitamin K2. I just thought it was a nice day, so I'm gonna go for a little walk. Where do you get this vitamin K2 from? Well, obviously you can get it through supplements, but naturally where you get it from are dark leafy green vegetables and meat. You can also get vitamin K2 through cheese and fermented foods. You get it through supplementation. How much do you need? Anywhere between 90 to 180 micrograms. That's about right to keep the chemistry just perfect, so any calcium that's in your bloodstream will go into your bone. Here's the interesting part, the part that I find really fascinating. And if you want to know what type of supplement that I take, I'll just put a link down below in the description. You can buy it on Amazon and just take the recommended dosage. If you eat enough meat, enough cheese, enough fermented foods, and about 7 to 10 cups of dark leafy greens per day, you're probably getting enough vitamin K2. However, the interesting thing is when you see someone who has a lot of calcium in their arteries, very often you notice they have osteoporosis. And osteoporosis is a serious problem. Not just for women though. I've known a number of men that have had osteoporosis. Weakening of the bones. In other words, they have an old woman's brittle bone disease. That's what we used to think of it as, but now young men are getting it. It's crazy. And largely it's because of our poor diet, poor lifestyle, meaning we're not doing any type of weight-bearing exercise at all. Most people are just sitting around on their computers at work and then on their computers at home. And they're not developing much in the way of bone strength. Very few people, young people, are doing active things. So they're not working on their cars, they're not digging ditches, they're not building fences, they're not playing at a park, for example. They are not on monkey bars because the monkeys got offended by us calling it monkey bars, so we can't call them monkey bars. I don't even know what they call it, but at this park, there's no place for kids to swing, hang, develop grip strength. So it's no wonder that so many young people are developing osteoporosis. Now, the inverse of that is that the calcium has to go somewhere. So it stays in our bloodstream and it can calcify on the inner lining of our bloodstream. And then the hardening of the arteries starts to develop something called high blood pressure, which is probably why you're most interested in this. Now, there is some debate as to whether taking enough vitamin K2 can reverse some of the calcification. Some studies says it does, some studies say it doesn't. It's a matter of degree. If you're 96 years old and fully calcified in the arteries with a lot of blood pressure problems, it's unlikely taking a supplement for a month is going to reverse all that damage. But if you're young enough, the body has this amazing capacity to heal and change based upon the things we do to it. And this is the greatest thing about natural health care, is that if you alter the person's body chemically, it will over time change. Now, some people it goes faster, some people it goes slower. It depends on your overall health. But just like a muscle, if you stimulate that muscle, over time, that muscle can get stronger. If I go in the sun, of which there's no sun right now, by the way, it's not gonna show up on my camera, but those are the Santa Monica Mountains. This is beautiful. I love it when after a rain. Anyway, it's just kind of nice, but you probably can't see it on the GoPro. All right, so where were we? If you go out in the sun for long enough, your body will react by forming either a suntan or a burn. That's the adaptive nature of the human body. Well, if you alter the chemistry of your body, you start taking vitamin K2, you start eating healthier foods, your body can very often in time reverse some of the damage that's already been done. They say, for example, people that stop smoking, it could take about 10 years, but you could literally have new lungs in 10 years' time. Sounds good to me. So start changing your diet, start doing certain things that help your cardiovascular system, such as exercise, start taking vitamin K2, and see what the results are. Your osteoporosis may improve, and your cardiovascular fitness may improve. It's a win-win-win. So like I said, I'll put a link down below if you want to take a supplement, alter the diet, get some weight-bearing exercise, and get that osteoporosis, blood pressure, hardening of the arteries under control.